welcome on into the Ryan Ripken show. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
You can. Can you turn me up?
Turn
me up.
One time.
One time for the one time here on this Thursday afternoon. Yeah, that's it right. Ooh, hey now. Is that what I really sound like?
You said turn you up.
Turn me up. Hey, turn it up for this Thursday. But welcome on into the Ryan Ripken show. Hope you guys have had a great day. We usually are cooking with Kyle on Wednesdays, but we're cooking on Thursdays here today. And look, it's towards the end of the week. It's almost Friday. We're going to bring the energy up here because we're going to have to talk about a couple subjects. I know for Orioles fans, woof. Big woof. Arkansas fans, another big woof. We'll dive into all that and a whole lot more, but it's not just that. We will go around baseball. We'll have a little bit of fun. Brad's going to take us back to the history books, what happened on this day in sports, and it's also our fitness day. Every time we eat, I don't know why we do this to ourselves. I do know why, because it's for you all. We are going to spin the wheel over there by Zach, and we're going to go figure out, after we consume this food, who's doing the fitness challenge. But the fitness options are going to be voted on, at least by you all. And then we're going to spin and see what we're doing. And I got to be honest, it might be a dense meal today. So Kyle with the Iron Roosters back. Kyle, we missed you.
Yeah, thanks for having me today. The studio looks different on Thursdays. I didn't.
What is that supposed to
setup? I don't know. It just feels different. Thursdays are different.
So, well, usually on Thursdays, Zach has a downer attitude as well.
This is just, I don't know where this is coming from that I have a down. It was rainy and a guy was just, not feeling, the little, like we were in that like almost like semi-winter depression where it's like really rainy outside. Now all of a sudden every Thursday, it's just crazy. It's crazy.
Thursday downers. Zach.
Erroneous, as some would say.
Yeah, what movie is that from?
That's for Winning Crashers.
There we go. At least you got 1 point.
Actually, yesterday I was kind of killing it.
Well, we're going
to today's a new day.
Today's a new day, and behind the sticks, we got Brad. Brad, how we doing today?
What's up, people? Doing good. I see that people are already making fat jokes about me. So it's fine.
Well, happy.
Apparently,
Thursday?
I'm always here for Kyle.
Wow. Thursdays are.
Hey, you are beautiful just the way you are, but overall here.
But I'm having a good hair day.
And then she followed up by B-Rad looking good as always. So it's kind of mixed signals from the chat right now.
I'm like catching strays, but not. I don't know. There's some passive aggressive comments happening right now.
Yeah, and you know what? There was a lot of those on social media, especially yesterday if you were an Orioles fan.
Oh, yeah.
And then just a lot of aggressive comments after the second inning.
Yeah, just aggressive.
Just aggressive. Screw the passive part. But we got a lot to talk about today. So if you're new to the channel, hit that like and subscribe button. Ryan Ripken Show. We're live every Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, right here on YouTube, X, and now Facebook. Hey, how you doing, Facebook? We appreciate you guys. Oh, we're throwing on some meat. We're going in there. What do we got going on right now?
Well, let's talk. So we're doing comfort food today. After last night, I feel like comfort food would probably be the best thing to come. So I brought some comfort food today. We're going to do sausage, gravy, and biscuits.
Ooh.
And then we're going to do fried chicken and biscuits with some bacon and some Cooper Sharp American cheese, which I think you're really going to like.
Literally my favorite breakfast of all time is sausage,
I'm smiling at you.
Very popular.
Yeah.
Like
just
I'm back in West Virginia.
Feel good food, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm getting some sausage, and you're going to start. I know you've been working the last week. I think we were off last week, so you were practicing, you told me.
Yeah, it came through flipping. Flip. Yeah.
Let me get a little more in there.
Oh, let me put my gloves on.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Got to have the meat.
That's an Arby's thing? Oh no, we
have the meats.
We have the meats. Well, we just have sausage.
Where's the beef?
Yeah. But you know what? It smells good. It's a great day. Of course, you got to have bacon, right? That's a staple with the Iron Rooster. We're having bacon here.
Oh yeah.
And I am putting the gloves on, by the way. Someone said I looked like a burglar last time I did this. like the
hamburger.
Yeah, like the hamburglar. I'm not going to say the other word. I'm going to stop saying certain things.
Why?
No, because sometimes the words that come out, I go, you know what? Like spanking the sandwich the other day.
That was a good one.
No one spanks it like I can.
Yeah.
That's great.
That's a true story.
That's your tagline.
It is. So, all right. So you need me to cook up some of the sausage here. And don't worry, we are going to talk about the Orioles and that game And if you're under a rock, it was a historic loss in the sense that you can't remember many times where a team was up 8-0, and not only did you lose the game, you didn't score another run the rest of the way.
I went to bed. It was 8-0. They lost.
It reminded me, I don't know if you remember a bunch of years ago, the Dolphins played on Monday night against the Jets. And they were up, I think it was 28-0.
Yeah.
And the Jets came all the way back. And there's nothing worse than watching your team lose slowly.
Well, yeah,
that's what last night felt.
Could be like a 28-3 situation in the Super Bowl. That's never happened before.
The way I put it last night was pretty much once it hit the 4th inning, because in the second, even the Rays, after we went up 8-0, they kind of showed some life, and then suddenly the 3rd inning, you still get out unscathed. But then suddenly you're like, Tampa is knocking on this door. And then by the 4th inning, it kind of felt like you were about to witness, like we all knew what was about to happen, but like there was nothing you could do. You just had to watch.
This season has just been like the theme of this season has how catastrophic can we make these losses this season? Like how much worse can they be? We'll give up 13 runs in an inning. How about that? And we'll just lose that game.
That's what I said. I would take
we'll give up 10 home runs.
I would take that loss to the Reds. What was it, 24-2, whatever it was? I would take that over that last night I did.
Oh, and you know how we lost that game and that week? Because I didn't do shit. I mean, but how you lose that game, by the way? You lose by a million runs when you start to have position players I'm going to get going on this. Position players do not need to keep throwing in games. That game against that loss to the Reds is so bad by the score, but it doesn't indicate how bad of a loss that actually is. I would argue there was a loss after that the Orioles had that was what?
The Nationals game.
The one that got
that Nationals loss was Brandon Hyde's final game.
Yeah,
that was bad.
That to me is a more frustrating, embarrassing loss
than last night.
No, then the 24-2 game.
Okay, yeah.
I would still argue that Nationals game's up there just because of the circumstances.
Yeah, the way that
because they did everything wrong. Yeah. Yesterday, it's like they did things right for 2 innings, and then they did everything wrong. Like, does that make sense?
Yes.
Right? Yeah. And sorry, do I need to mix this right now?
Yeah, keep mixing it, stirring it. So,
this smells.
We'll get back to
smells amazing right now.
Sausage. So we did some breakfast sausage, and then sage, some cayenne pepper, some garlic, and some dill. So that's going to go, you're going to mix that up with the sausage, and then you can see it's cooking up nicely.
Am I trying to cut the meat?
Yeah, I can get it down.
So
break it down a little bit.
Okay.
As you're doing that, Rip, I just want so we talked about Gary Sanchez being called back up, and like, could this be good? Could this be bad?
Yeah.
Shout out Pigtown Sports on Twitter. It said after tonight's game, Gary Sanchez has caught 94 innings and now is part of a 5.36 ERA calling games and allowing a 287 average against with a 900 plus OPS. We talked about Mav being sent down and how it may not be great for Charlie Morton. Sanchez came out and had 2 jacks his first 2 games back out, but that defensive play is something. I don't know if I can make much sense of that.
Well, I mean, okay, so there's a couple ways I want to attack.
Those are some crazy stats.
Yeah, I'd like to go a few different ways here. And before I show how great of a multitasker I am, was that cream?
That was heavy cream. Yep.
We have heavy cream.
Heavy
Who
cream's
wants
in.
cream? Cream?
Oh, Creamy Kev's not here.
Oh, Creamy Kev is not here.
That's true.
Big cream guy. But one thing I want to say when it comes to a game like last night, okay, is when it started off with the whole Trevor Rogers. We're going to play this with Gary Sanchez. We're going to go that role, right? Is when you have such a long inning. It wasn't that the Orioles scored 3 in the first and then 5 in the second or 4 and 4, whatever you want to do. When you put up an ESPN 8 the Ocho, which the Birds did, that's a hell of a long time for a starting pitcher just to sit there. And then you can get out of rhythm. And it's also hot down there. And you're going to say, Ryan, that's an excuse. No pitcher wants to sit down for 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Not a single guy. No pitcher's like, you know what? I want to ice myself out. They love the runs. That's a hard situation. But then why I'm saying that is the Rays were having good at-bats then. They were grinding. They were battling. And Trevor Rogers, then, he was fatiguing. He had long innings. And right after that 8-run inning, he has a long inning, gets out of it. But then the Orioles go 1-2-3, right? Or something like that.
Yep.
And then he has to go back out. And so then you're taxed. And this is where this merry-go-round happens. And it's contagious. I always think early in the game, if your bullpen has to come in, and if one guy has a lot of struggles, and it turned out to be Cano that night to start it off.
Yeah.
Blewett did fine. But once that happens, the hitters get confidence on the other team. And then every relief pitcher coming in, it's like the sense of like, damn, it's a vibe.
You're starting
it's
behind the 8 ball.
Right? So I want to give Gary a defense on that. Once that happens, it's really hard. Now, if you want to say with Gary, one of the things, he's not known for being a defensive-minded presence behind the dish. He isn't. And so you can say about calling games. I'll tell you this. You throw a fastball right down the middle of the dish, I don't think that's what he was doing either. If you miss your location, Cano missed, Kittredge missed late in the game, you miss with your spots, you're going to get hit.
Well, so this game is just indicative of Gary Sanchez's other games. As I'd mentioned, 94 innings with a 5.86 ERA and a 287 batting average against. I'm not saying that last night was the end-all be-all. As a collective, with his tenure here in Baltimore, hasn't been good. So I understand what you're saying as far as situationally, but just overall, Gary Sanchez has not done well with the organization.
And I mean, you knew that. That was the thing. And like, I think that's why it's kind of like frustrating when you're like, hey, we would like, especially with the pitching staff, you don't have your frontline guys. Bradish isn't coming back, walking in the door tomorrow. Wells isn't walking in the door tomorrow. Grayson, Suarez. I mean, Corbin's not coming back. Obviously, he's hurt in Arizona. But you'd almost rather, like, Gary Sanchez, the home runs, the one home run every 2 weeks is cool. Like, the little hot spurts he goes on is cool. But it's not like he's hitting 320. He's not even hitting – it's not even like he's hitting 250. It feels like you're living for the solo 2-run homer every once in a while.
Yep.
And the downside is there's probably going to be 2 pitches a night that are going to end up at the backstop. If you steal second, Cedric Mullins is most likely holding the ball. And it just feels like he's not – I'm not going to get – I can't, talk about him calling pitches and stuff. I don't know, what their game plan is, all that stuff. But I agree. It does feel like maybe – it just wasn't necessarily the move to go ultra offensive catcher, very slanted offensively. If maybe your pitching is going to be a weakness.
Can you guys look up the stats of how many games Gary has caught?
94. Games?
Yeah,
94 innings.
So just over 10-ish probably.
Yeah.
So 10-ish right now. So
Yeah.
the sample size is extremely small. So it's going to be magnified. And it's going to be magnified as well when you put up 12 runs, but you got to live with what you've had so far. And I get that whole concept of it. And I think that the Orioles understood that this was not a defensive-minded bat. Why you didn't bring James McCann back is that you said you wanted to upgrade the offensive side of your second catcher. So that's the argument. And we're all in agreement on that.
Yeah.
I like James McCann's thought process behind the dish. I love what Mav does behind the dish. But we can tell offensive-wise, Mr. Sanchez has a little bit more bop, right? I think the bigger thing when you look at this whole game is, it was strange, right? It was a weird game. Not only do the Orioles you get the 8 runs, but then they struggle to get base runners, period.
Yeah.
Like the bullpen for the Rays was spectacular.
Orioles didn't get a hit after the second inning.
Well, that's great. That's great. You know what? That's a game, though, in the locker room, or at least on the field. Like, this is my experience from it. So I've been in situations where you've blown a lead, and I've also been on the other side where you come back. When things get stagnant like they did, and it's 1, 2, 3 innings, or you're not getting the hit, the other team gains the momentum. You're sitting there going, oh, damn, this ain't good. You might not say it out loud, but you're sitting there going, Kyle, they might come back, but you can't say that out loud. But you can feel it.
Yeah.
And I felt like every fan was sitting there. I saw the messages. I read them.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, the Orioles are about to lose this game, right? And not that the players are going to that mindset, but you're going, The Rays are taking good swings, and
Yeah.
then once the game was tied,
It's over.
The advantage is everything with Tampa. And I even wrote on X last night, hey, first to 12 wins. Well, Tampa only needed one more, but they just kept the gas pedal on. I think if the Orioles had gotten into the 5th inning and still had a 4 or 5 run lead, I'd even say 3-run lead. I think that they win the game. I do.
Oh, yeah.
But Cano, that was rough.
Yeah.
And so that's the part where I want to say with Sanchez, with all that, Cano just got lit up. He missed spots.
No pitcher was good last night. That's the thing. And that's what I talked about last night after the game. This wasn't even necessarily like, oh, the Rays, are working counts. They're waiting for their pitch. Every single count at bat was the exact same. Uncompetitive first pitch, 3 or 4 feet outside the strike zone. Uncompetitive second pitch, 3 or 4 feet out of the strike zone. Ball barely inside gets called a strike, and then one over the heart of the plate that the Rays would either just poke over to a second base on the shift or get a blooper. And it was death by 1,000 paper cuts. And then obviously Lowe, I forget which one is pronounced.
Josh Lowe, Brandon Lau.
All right.
Pow.
Lau comes up, obviously the home run time. That's when it was, you felt it at that point.
Maryland guy, Brandon Lau. Pow. What movie is that?
That's Step Brothers.
Pow.
Catalina wine mixer.
and the last
Catalina wine mixer.
You know what? Oh, you're doing great, but if you don't fix your face, I'm going to fix it for you. Type of situation. But for the Orioles, I know I saw a comment right here, and then I'm going to dish this out for us as we go. But the comment right here, the Orioles bullpen is embarrassing. Sell everyone and start again.
They've been the best part of the team.
Well, over this stretch
before
since May 24th, the Orioles had the 5th best ERA in baseball.
Yeah.
Let me repeat that one more time. They had the 5th best ERA in baseball for the last month. Yes, that's a true stat. Now, after last night, a little rough. But the bullpen, when they were rested, they had a really good run. Cano, overall, for the most part, he's been very solid. He had his worst outing. Kittredge, since coming back, had been really good. He didn't have his stuff, right? Sir Anthony Dominguez, shout out to him. He did well. That's the only one. It's the only one in Blewett. Shout out Blewett. When you have to come into the game in the 3rd inning, it's never good. Shout out Tampa Bay. And also, can we please give the Tampa Bay Rays some credit here? They are a really damn good team. And the Orioles, yes. Should they have won that game? Absolutely. That's a game it stings the nostrils. It's a terrible pit in your stomach. But the reality is Tampa is just so relentless. They're gritty. When you talk about like a team being gritty and you hear people throw that word around, that is literally the Tampa Bay Rays.
That is it's their identity year in and year out. They're just always scrappy.
I mean, chat, I'm curious. Give me 10 names on the Tampa Bay Rays besides Brandon Lau, Pow, and Josh Lowe. I'm serious.
Yeah.
Like, that's the point.
That's every year, though, too.
Like, you don't know. I would even say 6. You don't know 6 Tampa Bay Rays, and they're just like, bam, 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 we're winning games. The Tampa Bay Rays have won the 4th most victories in all of baseball over the last 15 years.
That's insane.
That's Luda, Chris. When I move, you move, Zach.
Just like that.
All right.
Go on with your big ass.
Yeah.
All right. Let's plate this up. Let's get some
comfort food. Yeah, let's get some comfort food now. We got that out of the system here. If you're new to the channel, hit that like and subscribe button. We're cooking with Kyle and the Iron Rooster.
You got biscuits and gravy there.
Okay.
So go ahead and plate them up evenly, or if you don't want Zach to have as much as you, it's up to you.
Okay, so
yeah, right over the top
on it.
Right over the top of the biscuit. Yep.
You got to butter the biscuit
as you'd like.
Oh, we already buttered the biscuit.
And then
Kyle's a big butter biscuit guy.
I've got fried chicken, bacon, and Cooper's Sharp American cheese.
Oh my God.
Which is a really popular cheese right now. You ever had Cooper's Sharp American before?
I probably have some capacity with you.
Super good. Sharp. It's got a really tangy taste to it. So we put that over the top with some bacon and fried chicken. We'll put that on the biscuit as well for you guys. I think you're gonna like
just all the biscuits.
Am I making the extra biscuit number 4? Is that different?
No, that's different. Yeah, just go with what you got.
Who wants extra meat?
I would just go ahead. You can finish it up on all. Yeah, you can't have too much
Yeah, you can never have too
sausage
much.
gravy on top
No.
of a biscuit.
Zach, one
No
extra
such
meat?
thing. No such thing. Gravy me up.
Yeah, there is no such thing. You know what I always do with biscuits and gravy? Is there anything that you add on top of biscuits and gravy?
No, usually I don't.
Because so for me,
Syrup?
I will make a over easy egg and slap that puppy right
Oh,
on top.
that's a good thing to slap on top
Yeah.
right there.
Eggs are always good on top. I've seen people put syrup on top and make it kind of a
Yeah.
sweet, savory, kind of like a
I could see that being good.
little different flavor profile. But yeah, and I gotta say, your gravy skills are on point. Well done.
See that? That's how you do it right there. Am I good?
You're good.
Houdini.
Slapping gravy on biscuits.
So that's biscuits and gravy. And then I've got chicken sandwiches. So fried chicken, bacon, Cooper Sharp American pickles, garlic aioli on a buttery biscuit. Go ahead and top them right on top. Yep.
Oh.
I got some more plates.
You a big pickle guy? Anybody a pickle guy?
Hell yeah.
Oh, I love pickles.
I drink the juice right out of the jar.
Oh no. Pickle down.
Oh,
On the pickle too, it's got that acidity, right? So it kind of
yeah.
blends a bunch of different flavors together.
Here, let me give. Oh, if I smack it, though, the biscuit could go. I'll give a tap.
Yeah. You don't. You gotta be delicate with your biscuit,
tap your biscuit.
as one would.
Tap.
Yeah.
That's that tender love and care.
Like a stud. He's a stud.
You know, like Happy Gilmore, they say, hey, just tap it in. Just get a little
Tap
Yeah.
it in.
Tap that gravy biscuit.
tap that in, baby.
You can put that one on there, that one on there. I'll go give Brad his.
You the man, Kyle.
We're having fun here at the Ryan Ripken Show. And the Iron Rooster, people helping people. We got a lot of fun ideas upcoming here. I guess I should bring this to Zach.
Let's give this the close up here real quick. All I can say is holy shit. This is, I mean, I think this is probably easily 1.5 pounds of food in my two hands.
Oh, yeah.
Holy crap. There's a focus.
This
focus,
is,
focus. It's not going to focus.
You want
Oh, there it goes. Maybe. Yep. There is biscuits and gravy.
Do you want me to do my male model walk after this?
This might be some of the finest work that we've
This
had.
is
on the show.
incredible.
Whoa.
Look at that shot right there.
Yeah.
That belongs on a commercial, Kyle.
It does. It does.
I've said it before. I think our fried chicken is up there with the best in the land.
Oh, it's
Without
top
question.
tier.
Yeah, we work real hard on it. So it's one of those things that I love it. I could eat that fried chicken.
Oh, yeah.
Rumor has it that Iron Rooster's fried chicken was voted best fried chicken in all of Maryland by the Ryan Ripken Show. That's where my sources
And
have confirmed that.
I heard we should be getting some kind of plaque
Oh,
Do we put the plaque
Trophy?
up right behind?
trophy.
Well, you know what? Maybe we have a gift. Well, maybe not a gift, but we have something in honor of you in a second. But here we
love
go.
it.
uh-oh.
Male model walk.
Male model wall.
Oh, there we go.
Oh,
There
there
it
it is. There it is.
That's it. That's the shot. Yeah. So sausage, biscuits, and gravy, fried chicken, and
That's going
biscuit.
on social media.
Both of those on the menu, so you can get those at the Rooster whenever you're
Yep.
down. But dive in. Tell me what you think.
All right. So which one are we starting with here?
I go biscuits and gravy first.
B and
Yeah, that's
G.
what I'm doing.
I'm taking off the gloves.
Oh, and the biscuits like crispy on the outside. It's perfect.
Cafe Ripken is humming today.
Oh, yeah.
Nick knows what we're talking about.
Uh-huh.
God damn.
Yeah.
Biscuits, yeah.
So
Yeah, I'm good.
I got to tell you guys a minor league story here in a second. It involves biscuits and gravy. Hold on. Hey, have a day, have a night, have a bite.
Do it. Knock it out.
Have another bite.
Yeah.
Yeah. Should be like a nice buttery biscuit.
Oh yeah.
Well done. Thanks, man. Always good to get a hug after.
I love this guy.
He's a good kid.
I love this food.
You know you've done a good job when the hugs come out.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is spectacular.
The biscuit makes that dish. I mean,
100%.
Unbelievable.
you know, we always do a great gravy. It's one of the things we use with our chicken and waffles. But yeah. No, I had a feeling after last night's.
I needed this comfort.
Yeah, you need some comfort food.
Oh,
You got to
yeah.
get it.
Oh,
Fill your belly. Feed the soul. Wash it away. Zach and I were in the elevator, and a guy said to us when we were in the elevator, he's like, "You guys going to talk about that game last night?"
What game? Am I right?
It's like, I don't know what you're talking about.
No, we said, we're moving on. We're on to
Cleveland.
Tomorrow. We're on to Cincinnati.
We're on to the gravy. Oh, goodness gracious. This is phenomenal. Really good.
Good.
Really good. And actually, because we've appreciated everything you've done so much, maybe you might retract this offer.
Okay.
But we actually named the rooster right there.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah. So he's actually right there. That is Kyle the cock.
Well, I mean, it's not my show, so I'll stick with whatever the host decides to name it.
Well, there we go.
Kyle and Kyle. Let's bring the Kyles over. Here you go.
I've been called worse for sure.
That's not. Why is that bad? This is it.
This is it.
This is Kyle and Kyle.
It is a cock.
Kyle,
Perfect.
Kyle and Kyle.
My kids will see this. Appreciate that.
Oh yeah, they're gonna make fun of Dad big time for that one.
Kyle and Kyle.
Yeah,
it's great.
There you go.
You know what? But we'll also get the plaque.
Yeah. Well, the plaque I can always, use secondary, but the main
The resemblance is uncanny.
Rooster, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Well, hasn't that been with you forever?
Actually, this has been in the possession of the Ripken family for a very long time. So it's
Kyle.
sacred.
Yeah.
We've never named him till now, till Kyle.
Years go by, and here we are. It's a great rooster.
It is. It's a great rooster, and the Iron Rooster is my favorite Iron nickname name out there.
Some would say.
Some would say it's actually the real Iron nickname to have.
Yeah.
An Iron Horse is great.
Iron Man's okay.
You know what?
Is there an Iron Man out there?
There's a movie.
Well,
Iron Man.
Yeah. No,
there's an Iron Man commercial out there that's really, really corny. I saw it about 30 times last night in the game.
Yeah. You know what? I did talk to him about that. If I was going to get the rating scale out, and I'm not one to judge here, right? We can go out there and say we've had our moments here on the show.
Sure.
Especially me.
Having one now.
Having one right now. But it was not some of his best work.
He's not getting an Emmy anytime soon.
So like the Coca-Cola commercial, and shout out my sister Rachel.
Oh, yeah.
They won an award for that.
Oh,
yeah. And Rachel was phenomenal. She was lights out.
Yeah.
She walks on up.
It's like she didn't even know the camera was there. It was just natural.
Natural. Nothing's going on.
We should pull that up.
Yeah. Dad. Ready to go. Just chef's kiss. Rachel.
Lit up the screen.
Yeah. And then you know what happened in that? His only line in that whole thing was, "Yeah," and then walks away because they realized it's better if he doesn't speak.
Less is more with Calvin.
Yeah, like he was looking at they were doing the montage right of
everything.
Oh, Cal Ripken, the streak of the hit. Rachel is the voice actor.
She made the commercial.
Yeah,
she did.
The star.
Yeah.
Yes.
Rightfully so.
Yes. Also,
Iron Mike.
Iron Mike's that's a good nickname too. Iron Rooster. If we're gonna rank the Iron names, Iron Rooster 1.
Yeah.
I might even put Iron Horse. I think that's pretty iconic. Iron Man. Depends on who you ask. A lot of people might have it at 1 or 2.
Yeah, I would say it's up there.
Yeah. I have a different nickname for him, but that's not for this show. But anyway, if you're new to the channel.
Oh yeah, Sam, you're missing a treat. You really are. If you're not local, you're not watching Massins, you're missing out on that.
You're really not though. Like if you're like, it depends on how you look at it.
There's so many. It's a fantastically meme-worthy commercial.
I don't think it's his fault though, right? Because ultimately he's given it's the editing, it's the direction.
It is that,
right? All he had to do was just give the line.
There's not
that facial expression.
with the door opening and everything else. It was and the
CGI. Was he CGI'd in that? Maybe that's what it was.
In that?
Yeah.
No, he actually went in there. Yeah. It was like I said, and also, by the way, and I got to talk to the Orioles about this. Hey, I love the stuff. I love it. Don't get me wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Dell computer, the keyboard. I don't know if it matched.
No, it was like a Mac wireless computer.
It looked a little bit, know. Also, knowing my dad, also know how you got to type. I don't think I've ever seen him type.
Isn't he kind of like the one?
Yeah, he's more of the one button type of guy. No, all jokes aside, he's a good kid. I appreciate him. Who's also a great kid is James Earl Jones. Really great kid.
Yep, sure is.
Really great kid.
I have my final answer.
Okay, so we're hold on to give the context.
Set it up. Yeah, set it up.
Set this up. Okay, and we'll get back into some sports conversations.
Yeah, don't go away.
Here. Yeah, don't go away. But I think for everyone to know, okay. Zach Bollinger right here. Right before the show, Brad just had a thought, just said out loud, because for us,
it's the poll.
Oh, it's the poll. It's the poll right now.
James Earl Jones is in the poll. Yeah.
James Earl. What is the poll?
Hold on, I'm eating just a delicious sandwich.
No.
Try the sandwich.
The sandwich is ridiculous.
We'll have to get into
that. The biscuits and gravy is still my favorite out of the two, but sandwich is insane. If you could choose someone to narrate your life, who would you want to serve as the voiceover? And I chose Morgan Freeman, of course. How could you not? James Earl Jones, Adam Sandler, Matthew McConaughey. All right.
I like those 4 choices, by the way.
Yeah.
Good choice.
Really distinctive, and they have their own flavor of who the personality.
Right.
Different.
So then as I was making this poll and I was putting in James Earl Jones, I'm like, I know Zach's not going to pick that because he doesn't even know who James Earl Jones is. And then
I think I do.
Well, timeout. Yeah. Finish it off. Finish your thought.
So then I asked Zach if he knew who James Earl Jones was, and he immediately started playing a trumpet.
I was like, that sounds like a musician. I was like, I'm pretty sure that sounds. But now I brought it up a few minutes later. He's the guy from Sandlot, isn't he?
He is the guy from Sandlot.
That's not what he's known for, though.
No.
Yeah, but once again,
one of the lesser
not many movies in the arsenal for me. So Sandlot was where I went.
He is in Sandlot.
Yeah, he is.
He's the one who gives him the ball. He's the owner.
Yes. And I'm proud of you for that. Okay. It took 4 guesses to get there.
Yeah, there was a lot of trumpet.
I was like, he sounds like a musician.
You say he was a saxophone player.
I was like, he sounds like a musician. I don't know why I was stuck on musician.
I mean, you could have also there was a few things. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So here's one thing. I'm just gonna say this out loud, and it's a quote. And maybe if you've never seen this movie or the series of movies, you might have heard this phrase. You ready?
Yeah.
Luke, I am your father.
No way.
That's him.
What is that?
Star Wars.
And who is that?
Darth Vader?
There we go. He was the voice of Darth Vader.
He was also in Field of Dreams. He was.
Thank you.
You start with Sandlot, and things can go a long way.
He was.
Yeah.
He was
a good pull for
Mufasa in The Lion King.
Ugh.
I mean, he was in everything.
Broadway actor.
Oh yeah. Just
I nailed it.
He's iconic.
I nailed it.
Yeah,
and plays the trumpet apparently.
I'm trying to think. I don't even know why, but when you said that, I was like, oh, that's definitely a musician. I was like, I got him. And then I was like, then when you guys were like, you're close, I was like, I don't think I'm close with the musician.
The confidence
thing.
you had.
I was so confident he was a musician. I don't know why. Because I've heard the name obviously so much. I was like,
James Earl Jones, excellent trumpet player. Have you heard him play the sax?
I'm telling you right now, if I find anything that he at any point in his life has played it, it's gonna be a bad day for everyone in here.
And also, by the way, I understand I might have messed up the quote, and that's fine.
Either way,
you know what?
Got the point across.
Hand up here. Do you think I am okay with being wrong or messing something up? Raise your hand if you made a mistake in your life. Guilty. Okay. Guilty. All
Damn,
right?
everyone's.
However,
the heat's off me.
However,
the heat's off me.
Time out. But do I know who the person is?
Yes.
You're damn right.
Yeah.
You're damn right. So don't you forget that. Also, don't you guys forget to hit that like and subscribe button. Ryan Ripken Show. We do this live every Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, right here on YouTube, X, and Facebook. Our Thursdays, we like to try to have a little bit more energy. because you're getting closer to Friday.
Eases pain.
We did talk about that rough Orioles game. And look, it's not the end of the road here for the Orioles by any means. It's one game. It's one loss. Doesn't feel good, just like a lot of other losses. They haven't felt much better, but it is one loss, have a chance to bounce back. But as we're continuing to talk here, and I'm going to eat this fried chicken sandwich here in 1 second. Do you have a thought here, Brad? Is that what your fingers are?
Yeah, because we talked about the poll. We just haven't addressed the poll. So
please address
we're getting
the
there. This is the tightest poll I think we've had maybe in a very long time, could be ever. It's 35% to 35% and 15 and 15 right now with 40 votes.
Wow.
So Morgan Freeman and James Earl Jones are tied at 35%, and then Adam Sandler, Matthew McConaughey are tied at 15%. It is as close as it can get. And I'll be honest, out of the four, I might go Matthew McConaughey for me.
If it's Matthew McConaughey talking about the Lincoln commercial.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. Like,
sometimes you got to go back.
I gotta go. James Earl Jones. Big fan of his work.
I was waiting.
And then you do something like that to totally redeem yourself. That was good.
Heat checking at work, sometimes.
I have a hard time of picking with all those. Morgan Freeman, always the classic one, and James Earl Jones would be the two I grew up with.
Yeah.
Adam Sandler, I would do it just for the sake of it, just Adam going off. It's a different style of narration you're going to go with there.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean?
I guess it depends on what your life is actually like.
Yeah, it's true. It's whatever you like as the audience, and we appreciate what the audience has to say. And one more reminder here from our audience, we are going to have to do our fitness test with that beautiful wheel next to Zach Bollinger there. So we're going to have we're going to put up what we see in the comments of our favorite exercises, and we're going to put it on there, and then we're going to spin it. I think we're going to end up putting 5 on there, right? And then we're going to have the other option.
Mm-hmm.
Beautiful. But speaking of all this with baseball, we'll continue on with our baseball conversations, right? That's why a lot of people are tuning in right now.
Could be a good reason.
We talk football. But for right now, it's baseball season, right? We're going to wait.
Yeah.
And in baseball season right now, the American League, we know the Orioles, the American League in general is just, it's had its moments. Right now, the Yankees are going through it.
Mm-hmm.
I was trying to pull up the press conference from Aaron Boone yesterday. If you think that there's some frustration brewing, I mean, think about the Yankees right now. That was that team everyone think was going to run away with the division. Here come the Tampa Bay Rays, what, a game and a half back at this point in time? How about the AL Central? Was that division that looked like they were going to be head and shoulders better than the rest of the American League? And then in the process, the AL East got stronger once again. It's a wild situation. I think it actually leads to this conversation. I think this is actually a good conversation to have, bro. I saw it. Where is it? Joey, what's up, man? We'll see you also up at Hollywood Casino next week. But the question's being posed. Do you consider the AL to be weak overall?
Yes.
Right? Like,
I think so.
It's crazy to me when we think about this out loud. And it still goes back to it. The same thought going into the season, not because I thought it was a weak league, but I thought that there was enough parity that you really could convince me that 8 teams could win it and win the pennant and go to the World Series, right? Does anyone's opinions changed on that? Like, the Tigers are good. They're really good.
Yeah.
But are the Tigers a feared team? I don't think so.
I don't think so.
Are the Guardians feared? A good team? I'm not fearing the Guardians.
I don't think it's that.
Tampa's good, not feared.
The AL is not weak. The AL does not have any, like we've talked about, blatant front runner. It's theirs to lose. The AL has like 12 very above average teams. Like, it's not that they're weak. It's just they have gritty teams. They all play different styles. It feels like the whole AL Central is just gritty. Then you have the Rays. It's like, it's not that it's weak. It's just if you're not going to look at a team and you're not going to see the Dodgers, you're not going to see the Padres, you're not going to see the Giants where it's just big name, big name, big name, big name, big name. You're not going to see the Mets where it's Lindor, Alonso, Soto. So I think if you want the bigger, quote unquote star power, maybe the NL has, the NL Hub has more of that. But I think maybe all around teams, I think the AL just has teams that kind of scrap and find ways to win.
This star power.
Yeah.
Excuse me. I just took a huge bite out of the fried chicken sandwich. That is.
It's ridiculous. I don't know how Kyle keeps doing this every week. Where I'm just
I wanted to give him another hug. But I'm sitting there going, damn, this is so good.
Yeah.
Hey, lucky for us and lucky for all you guys. I'm sorry we can't give that to you, but Iron Rooster, part of the Ryan Ripken Show community, will make things happen here. But to your point, Zach, the AL doesn't have those dominant forces. Like the Tigers are one of the best teams in baseball. Star power teams, though, Mets. I think the Phillies are still in that conversation. The Dodgers.
Well, so hold on. I
Go ahead.
I disagree.
You disagree?
With only one team in the AL. Because when I tell you, or what if I ever asked you that a team with Aaron Judge, Cody Bellinger, Max Fried, Paul Goldschmidt, Giancarlo Stanton are on the same team.
I just think that
they went, hold on. And then they went 30 scoreless innings in a row and have lost 8 out of their last 10. And they're a soft team. Like you would say that I was crazy. So I think we're talking about star power. The Yankees are it. They're just not executing. And we're seeing like dominant performances, even with an injury-riddled Dodgers team, and or the Padres, who still have a bunch of stars that are also dominating. I think there a lot of this has to do with, I don't know if it's coaching or what, but there are stars on that Yankees team in particular. They're just not winning ball games right now.
I would say they're it's top heavy though for the Yankees. They are 3 or 4 heavy at the top, and then it's underperforming guys. It's Cody Bellinger who's hoping for a bounce back year. It's how old is Paul Goldschmidt? Like 36. It's him looking for a bounce back year.
They need to drop
Stanton, we'll see. I feel like the Yankees are that team where their star power, they would be a Dodgers team if this was 5 years ago.
Yeah.
But I agree. They have the big names. It's, it's New York, it's Jazz Chisholm, it's all those guys.
Right.
But then it's like the guys that are actually kind of keeping them in it is Austin Wells, it's Ben Rice, it's the Trent Grisham's been like their best hitter outside of Aaron Judge. And it does feel like they are just like underperforming, but I don't know if it's necessarily underperforming or these are older stars who, halfway through the year, they started out great, but now it's like, okay, the mid-year grind is hitting and it's like, okay, now we're seeing them.
Well, I mean, this is a team that made the World Series last year and on paper got better over the offseason, and they're still underperforming. And it's crazy to say that because they're leading the division, but just recency bias and all that. I just think that, to your point, they are an older team, but you put talent like this together, they should be winning a lot of ball games.
I think it just continues to go back to that. The perception of how teams, when you dominate down the stretch or go to the postseason, and New York did represent the American League last year.
Yeah.
But the star power at the time, even though you mentioned that they have some really great players, Fried, stud, Bellinger having a good year. But last year it was Judge, Soto. Damn. Like, okay, those are those guys. And it was the Yankees' first time breaking through back to the World Series in 15 years. 15 years the New York Yankees hadn't been back. Right? Houston was that dominant team then prior to the X amount of years because they were inevitable. They ended up keep scratching and clawing, and that was a team that was feared in the American League. I still think that they are the team to beat in the AL West, but are they the same feared team after they've moved on from certain players? No, they're not.
No.
And I think that's the part where people are starting to look at. Like the Dodgers are the Dodgers. They're one of one. But who also brings an energy where people can get behind and they believe in the San Diego Padres. I'm curious what the Giants are going to look like down the stretch adding Devers. And I would have made the case if all this stuff didn't happen with Boston and they kept Rafi and they figured out how to have their guys playing. I think Boston would have gotten hot with Rafi. They still might. But if Rafi's on that team and they go to the postseason and they're playing well, that's a team I'd probably put in the category being like, dang, they're kind of dangerous. Have an ace with Crochet.
Yep.
Top hitter in baseball. You have Alex Bregman, a superstar level talent. So it's an interesting, fascinating conversation. But I don't think to say the American League is down or weak. But like what we're all saying, it's just we're looking at it going, there's a lot more parity than there's ever been. And that's good for the game, though.
And I think this is the other thing. When good teams play good teams, you don't see a lot of sweeps. You see a lot of, okay, they went, 2-1 in the series, just kind of splitting the series and stuff. So I think that's why you see so many teams clump together, because it's not that, they're all bad teams, they're not winning a lot of games. It's that everyone is pretty evenly matched in the, okay, they can keep you in games. It comes down to who is pulling away at the end. Mm-hmm. And that's why the Tigers have the most wins, because what are they good at? Pulling away, finding a way to win.
Yeah, and they're riding the momentum for them. And they also, it helps when your pitching staff is nails.
Which, can we talk about the catastrophe that is occurring with the two pitchers going today at different times?
They didn't move them. Damn, that's bad for baseball.
Oh, you're talking about the
horrendous
matchup.
For baseball.
The matchup.
Why wouldn't they do that? I mean,
so the matchup that you're referring to, you're talking about Skubal versus Skeens.
Yes. Yeah. So pretty much for context, Tariq Skubal and Paul Skeens, obviously Pirates and Tigers play over this past 3 days. And it was always the disappointment that, Skubal to stay on schedule has to pitch on Wednesday. To stay on schedule, Skeens has to pitch on Thursday. You understand it. It sucks. Didn't work out, whatever. Well, last night gets rained out, which means you're playing 2 today, which means the rest days have nothing to do. You don't have any, we got to keep them. They got to pitch today. Both of them got to pitch today. They keep the pitching matchups the same. They have Skubal versus Heaney, and which the Heaney gave up 8 runs and Skubal gave up 1 run over 6. So Pirates are down 9-2. And then Skeens is pitching game 2 versus an opener. I'm sorry, I'm not for like, when everyone jokes like, Rob Manfred made the call, the league office made the call. League office should have made the call. They should have been like, you think you're not giving us Paul Skeens versus you make that game 2 tonight and you air that on ESPN, you do whatever. You make that the MLB Network look-in game of the night, whatever it is. I'm telling you right now, we talk about growing the game. That grows the game. Got me fired up.
I agree.
I mean, I'm with you for it. I mean, look, you don't want to feel like the league's manipulating because everyone goes conspiracy theories, right? Yeah. But with this one, everyone loves offense. I am just a lover for a pitching duel. I love talent. I love 2 of the best going at it. And for baseball, you want to talk about your product? Yeah, put your 2 studs that Skeens is the face when it comes to pitching, but then people realize
the faces of the AL and NL for pitching.
Right, but Skeens is being marketed as a face. Skubal, it's like baseball fans know how good he is. But he's still not being marketed like Skeens is, right?
Yeah.
So it just would have been tremendous. I get it. The teams, you got to do what's best for you. No one's going to blame that. However, I think we all would have loved that matchup there.
Yeah.
Where Skeens goes 8 innings, gives up 1 run. Yeah. Skubal gives up 1 run. And the Tigers win the game. And Skeens gets the loss because he has 2 unearned runs.
Yeah.
Because that's what seems to have happened in the games that Paul Skeens
and Eric Katz was saying this on Foul Territory today. I couldn't agree with him more. He's like, and you can't tell me that it's they didn't want to do it. Like, he's like, if you would have asked either of them, they would both say, give me the ball both games and let's go at it for 18 innings. They're like, this is just simply like, mate, you got to have that happen. And I agree. Sometimes I hate when the schedule, like I said, when it's 2 separate days and it's like, hey, you're not messing with your star pitcher's rest days. You're keeping him on schedule. Totally get that. Both on the same day. Skeens versus Skubal should have been Skeens versus Skubal.
Well, you know what? That would have been a great showdown. Would have been a great show. But you know what? Also, we think it's a pretty good show and showdown. Oh, you put that back for a reason. Is it because of me? That is because of me. I was going to say, well, if you like a show, we got one going for you guys. Hit that like and subscribe button. Ryan Ripken Show. Do this live every Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, right here on YouTube, X, and Facebook. Usually we're cooking with Kyle and the Iron Rooster on Wednesdays because just scheduling. We're here on Thursday, but maybe it's a good day because you know what? Cafe Ripken was open, and now Bar Ripken is about to be open for session. And Kyle, we got a couple options right now.
Yeah, let's I put the plate there. I try to be the most forward-thinking one here. And last time we made a drink, that space on the table got exposed. And so I'm a firm believer, make mistakes, but don't make the same mistake twice.
Yes.
So yeah, the plate's there as a buffer.
So you don't think I would have learned my lesson?
Well, my job is to prevent it from happening.
That's not.
And there's no Ollie here to take care of it either.
Let's jump in though. So
let's do it.
We partnered with a company out of Middletown, Maryland.
Yep.
Southwest. Fordhamly Distillery, which if you haven't tried their products, they've got a lot of cool, interesting flavors. You and I both met Bill up at Fordhamly. A great story as well. If you get a chance to check them out, or if you can probably put it in the chat just so they can see. They've got a great story named after their young son who passed away several years ago, and they had just they're really on the verge, I think, of blowing up and letting the masses see them. And so we partnered with them to do a couple different drinks. I brought over today the Snickerdoodle iced coffee that they have. They also have a orange dreamsicle cream liqueur. They've got bourbon, and they've got several different liqueurs. You're going to start to see them everywhere. And we nailed it when we met and thought, this could be a great partnership. I know, Ryan, you're in talks to do some stuff with Ford as well.
We are.
So we thought, you know what, let's bring over. It's probably 149 degrees outside today. I think in the shade. So we said, you know what, let's do some iced coffee and with a kick. So you're going to make this for us. Let's get you going.
Oh, we got the towel back. Here we are. Yep. Good on. We got to work on our bar talk. But what do we got? What am I doing here first?
Okay. Well, we'll go ahead and put them in these cups first, and then you'll just kind of mix it back and forth. So I got 2 shots of Snickerdoodle per cup. So you can go ahead and just pour that right in. Yep. And then 2 more in the next. No, that one. Yep.
Well, maybe someone needed a little extra kick.
A little punch.
Hey now.
Yep. And then, of course, we wouldn't do something without seeing Deep Eddy on our table. So we brought some Deep Eddy over as well. And we'll add that to our iced coffee. So you can go ahead and throw a shot in of each because it's Thursday?
Yeah.
We'll have a little
close enough to Friday.
Coffee to get
it's 5 o'clock somewhere.
Get your day rolling.
Yeah.
And then just for like another kind of sweet sort of kick would be some rum chata. So some rum chata over.
Oh,
there's a lot of people day drinking while watching the show. By the way.
I've noticed that as well. The comments are also enjoying. That's what I'm talking about, everyone.
Good for you guys.
Yep. And then lastly, you'll go ahead and fill that. You got a picture there of Rise Up Coffee out of Maryland as well. So this is basically a Maryland concoction.
Oh yeah.
So once you just fill it, not all the way to the top, but pretty close. Yep. Perfect.
Sam is asking, can someone tell me where the Iron Rooster is at? I'm visiting hometown in Maryland soon, and I want to try this place out. I can't believe you've never been to the Iron Rooster, but Hunt Valley, Maryland, Annapolis, Maryland, Canton in Baltimore City,
in College Park.
And College Park. That's it, right, Kyle? Am I missing any?
We'll go. You said
Annapolis,
Hunt Valley, Canton,
Canton,
College Park.
College Park.
Yep.
Boom.
For now.
For now.
Whoa. Oh. You heard it here first.
Oh.
Just saying.
That's right. We're opening one here in the Ryan Ripken show.
And every Wednesday.
And
Every
Harper.
Wednesday.
That's right.
Yeah, we don't have Cafe Ripken yet at the Iron Rooster. Or Bar Ripken. Sorry.
Bar Ripken.
A little rip after dark there, too. Could be.
Yeah.
We have had that before.
We'll have a little section in one of the bars, one of the
Yeah.
locations. Just
Snickerdoodle is a cool flavor. I don't know if you
yeah.
if you guys like the Snickerdoodle idea, but it gives it that sort of different flavor profile. Why don't you go ahead and give Zach his?
Yeah, I'll give Zach his. Hey, you like what you see, Zach?
Oh, baby.
Ew.
I gotta say, I have tried this already because you know what? When we're together and I hear about this,
Yeah.
I suggested to Kyle, said, dude, it is the day. It is hot outside. And he goes, oh, well, I'm bringing it. We're doing it. Hey, cheers.
Oh, damn.
Cheers, everyone.
Cheers.
Have a day, have a night. Cheers.
Cheers.
Sip and
What
smile.
you think?
Oh, that is nice.
Oh,
It tastes just like a Snickerdoodle.
it's so refreshing.
That'll get me in trouble.
These go down like water.
Yeah, they're
Oh, yeah.
dangerous. Yeah, not gonna lie to you, they're definitely dangerous. But as always, we always try to partner up with a couple of companies and brands that are, if we can do it local specifically, we love to do that. So, on this menu run, we teamed up with Fordham Lee. But yeah, check them out. You're gonna start seeing a lot of them. I just have a big feeling that you're gonna see this around.
I like it because it's not overly sweet. I don't like overly sweet drinks, and this is not. What you would think by looking at it, it would be, but it is definitely not. It's very, very good.
Yeah, it should be balanced.
It's a good balance. And actually, I like to have some of my meetings, and by some of my meetings, when it's my choice, say, hey, where you want to meet? We're going to go to the Iron Rooster for a meeting.
Always happy to have you.
Thank you.
It's the best place to have a work meeting.
It's great. I then eat or then drink.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes a little bit too much, but I saw it on the menu, and we had talked about it because when we met with Bill, and I sat there, I'm like, you know what? I haven't tried this thing, and I was hearing it go, oh, you have to. I'm like, well, sign me up. Guy I had brunch with, we both got one, and as I was just talking and looking over at the restaurant, I turned back, his drink was gone. He's like, I don't think I got a drink. I'm like, well, does that mean we should get another one? And the answer was hell yes. So you guys should come to meetings with me at times.
I do.
I know. I meant like the chat. The chat.
Careful what you wish.
Chat is always invited.
I was like, we
Like-
had our meeting.
I was
It's
like, what are you
it's
talking
like we
about?
literally were there.
You know, it's not always about you guys. Okay, not always.
I beg
Sometimes.
to differ.
Nah. Hey, cheers. But Kyle, this is.
Good. It came out right.
And also, I know Deep Eddy's always known for their flavored vodka. Hell, I think we've had every single flavor of their vodka and the crushes and Maryland and crushes,
Pineapple is the best.
crab cakes and football,
My favorite.
pineapple and orange crushes. I know Virginia's trying to make a push to say they're the orange crush state.
No.
So
Is
we
that
give
what
it
they're
to Maryland.
saying? Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Who's they?
That's
Virginia.
Virginia.
It's our
Kyle,
state
Virginia.
drink at this point. Isn't
I
it?
know that. Yeah, they don't have it as their state drink. I gotta say, being in Virginia Beach when I played there in Norfolk, they made some good crushes down there. I got to give them credit. However, it just tastes a little bit different when it's in Maryland, and also,
Not even close.
especially with Deep Eddy, our guys. But like, this is the thing. Like, this is normal vodka. Like, they serve normal vodka here,
Yeah.
but everyone thinks it's just the flavored, which we're not complaining, by the way.
No.
We drink all of it. And Dave, Deep Eddy Dave, we need a little bit of a replenishing here.
Yeah.
Some of the cans, Zach, got a little
Brad.
too silly. Brad.
I was like, that's crazy to only call one person out there.
I'll take that too.
I was like,
The-
that's crazy.
The seltzers are also we crushed the seltzers. They're gone.
Dave, talking to you.
Dave, we need a couple more cases.
Deep Eddy Dave, we need it. But I'm excited. And Fordham Lee, we talk about community, right? We try to align ourselves with people that care about the ones around them. Really excited to see what they're going to be able to do here.
Yeah.
And Kyle especially for the ones that haven't noticed this, and we've talked about this so far. Kyle and the Iron Rooster are so entrenched in community and around and trying to help other businesses get going. That's the funny part of this whole thing, and maybe that's a teaser for what's to come. We don't look at things as competition. You look at how can you help enhance brands and groups in the space. So maybe you can think about what that could entail as we continue on with more cooking segments.
Building relationships and growing together.
I learned a long time ago when I had just started out, which was, there's an old saying, a rising tide lifts all boats.
Mm-hmm.
And if you believe that, if you live, that kind of ethos, then it's true. And if you can help other people, they'll, at some point see what they've got to help you out at,
yep.
And it typically works out. And if it doesn't, you move on. But, for us, that's always been kind of an important aspect of what we do, is find out, it doesn't have to be necessarily local. It's just helping out the community. And, our local community just happens to be the state of Maryland. But, if there's other brands or people out there, we've done, restaurants, when we've done food, when we did the Z-Man sandwich and out of Kansas City, or we did the Guardian Burger. I think, there was a lot of different things, and just being able to call out local institutions or people that are out there in the community, local brands. Not that the, big guys don't need love too. But for us, we've always found kind of a nice place to be, as far as seeing if there's other, small businesses and local brands out there that can help us and we can help them.
Yep.
I mean, Marylanders, right? I feel like every state probably says it about wherever you're from, but Marylanders in the group, you can tell like there's a pride for Maryland. Hell, who makes a bigger deal about their state flag than the state of Maryland?
Nobody.
Tell you another state.
No, you can't. Yeah, you can show.
It's the best state flag.
I'll say I can recognize Colorado's, but like
California's is kind of dope.
Yeah, but I mean, is it this thing back here?
Hell
I don't think so, right? Is that bias? You're damn right. But the point being, there's a lot of pride for that, and so people helping people is one of the slogans we like to live by here at the Ryan Ripken Show and around here. But also, it's with our community that we build. We have people in this chat and that follow the Ryan Ripken Show. You guys are from all over the place, and we welcome it. We love it. That's why we're all together here every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday on YouTube, X, and Facebook. And we thank and appreciate each and every one of you. And it's crazy. This is our first full year of covering, our second full year of covering sports consistently. And who would have thought year two, we'd be cooking every week? Who would have thought that we might be having some fitness challenges on the show every week, which I can see you put a couple things up there.
Oh, yeah, we got a fun we got some things. Don't worry.
15 push-ups.
Yeah, there has to be one easy one, because if you get that, the chat can vote against it and you have to respend.
But they would have to like. They have
so
to
you have
like
to. So
the video.
it goes from whenever it's spun, the video has to get 10 more likes in 2-minute period for a respin.
Wow.
We got it last week.
Work.
We got it last week, and then Ryan got 10 sit-ups again. He spun 10 sit-ups twice in a
I feel
row.
like 10 likes is easy.
Well, then they make it that easy when the time comes, right? That's what it's all about.
Yeah.
You want to see some things. You want to have a say.
I'm just saying, make it a little bit more challenging to our viewers.
Oh, you had
You want
2
20
minutes
likes?
to get 10 likes in.
Yeah,
I'd
we
say
should
maybe
get
2
like
minutes,
20.
20
20 is a good one. Yeah,
20 likes in 2 minutes. We can do that.
Yeah.
We have to figure out who is going to do these.
We only have 17. Oh, we got 20 now.
All right. So yeah, and there's 58 people in. So you can get 20 people. Just have to hit that like when it if the time comes.
And we do understand that because on X and on Facebook, it's hard to accumulate for just that for YouTube.
Yeah, maybe if you type in the chat like. It's a comment. Maybe that helps traction.
Whatever.
People are commenting on Facebook. I don't know if that goes. Oh, we can see Facebook likes.
We can.
We can see Facebook likes. We can count that in the process here. But while we do that, we have a couple things I wanted to knock out of the park here. Gosh, I hate my baseball puns. I can't believe I did that.
Wow.
Knock it out of the park. What do you got?
Well, I was just looking. The StreamYard, it actually tells us who's liking on Facebook.
Yeah.
That's pretty sick.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
It's been fun to get acclimated with Facebook. I'd been off for so long.
I see you, Patrick Topper.
So I feel bad that I hadn't seen Facebook for a while, but here we are. We're back at it. We do have a couple of things that we got to take care of, though, right? We got to make a trip up to West Virginia. I would like to talk about the Arkansas situation.
Yes.
That was tough. And then we'll shoot for it at the end here for how we're going to do the fitness challenge. But where do we start? Do we make our trip to Hollywood? Do we start with Arkansas?
Let's go to Hollywood.
All right. Why don't we take a quick trip up to our friends at Hollywood Casino up at Charlestown Races in
West Virginia.
Boom. And our friends up there at Hollywood Casino Charlestown Races, we're excited. We're going to be joining the crew on June 28th, and we hope you join us as we'll be there from 4 to 7 at the ESPN Bet Sportsbook at Charlestown Races in West Virginia. And we will be joined also by Mr. National, Ryan Zimmerman. He's going to join. He'll be there for the 3 hours, and they have other opportunities to win jerseys, raffles, etc. You'll have a chance to win by just streaming and watching the Ryan Ripken show. That will be on that Saturday. But if you come to Hollywood Casino and you wear your favorite jersey, we had a conversation yesterday about how many Rays fans there are out there. If you were a Tampa fan, Orioles, Nationals, heck, if you're a fan of the SAC out there, the Athletics, and you wear a jersey, you would get a raffle ticket for free that you can then hopefully win one of the prizes that will be available. And there will also be a thing called the kind of ducks on the pond there, where if you purchase some of these ducks, no, they're not real. They are the plastic ducks. One, you have a chance to win even more cool prizes, but the money goes to the Zim Foundation, which is to help support those with MS. So great causes, should be a lot of fun, and maybe I can tell Ryan Zimmerman that I broke every single one of his bats that he gave me after he just said he wasn't going to use them. So I put them to good use until I physically couldn't use them anymore. But we appreciate our friends up there at Charlestown Races and Hollywood Casino. And since we do this all the time, Zach, we got to know, where do you stand on Bolly's bets for the week?
Yesterday we voided because Mother Nature decided to cancel, or I guess end the game for the Reds, where we had Ellie De La Cruz, 2+ bases in the 6th inning. So all bets void in that. So we're going for a 1-1 in 1 week. That's the goal now. And you know who's going to get us there? Mr. New York, the king of New York, Juan Soto, 2+ bases, the best ball player to ever wear the pinstripes in New York.
Whoa.
Wow, you're really trying to get some people.
Damn.
Going
Juan
here.
Soto,
He's batting a whole 250.
the captain, Juan Soto. We're shuffling into 2 bases tonight.
Wow, you're
Lock
really,
it in, baby.
You're hitting all the points here that would just piss off Yankees fans. But 2+ bases. So if you don't hit, you're going to be 0-2 in 1.
Yeah, but if we hit, we're going 1-1 in 1.
Well, so
Perfectly balanced.
I hope the best for
Okay.
you. I do. It's been a rough road, but you're going with the king of New York, Juan
The
Soto,
king of New
2+
York.
bases. You heard it right then and there. And also, by the way, if you are new to that whole space, you want to tail Zach, if you feel frisky enough, go to ESPN, bet, download the app. And if you're a new player, they got a new player bonus. Put down a $10 bet, you get 100 in bonus bets. But you must be 21 or older to download and play. And if you got a problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER. We appreciate our friends up at Hollywood Casino, Charlestown Races in
West Virginia.
And also, we're going to have Switchfoot that's coming up there in July.
Hey now.
So keep your eyes open, as they are going to be letting us give out some tickets to go to the concert. We were meant. No. You don't know? No.
That wasn't
We'll take that. We'll take that clip out. We'll take that clip out.
Yeah. That we're trying to actually
My favorite song.
trying to
My
actually
favorite song.
promote the show.
Yeah,
now.
my favorite song, Ryan.
Yeah, it's by actually the trumpist, James Earl
James
Jones.
Earl
Yeah.
Jones has the trumpet solo.
He opens for them.
Yeah, he does.
Mhm.
James Earl Jones. He's a beast. Oh, man. Good times. We're having some good times. We're trying to get by. The week's hard. Life's hard. Things can be a challenge. So we try to have fun here. while we also talk about sports and lifestyle and culture and all that. Thank you very much, Kyle. So we do talk about sports. So I wanted to kind of, with our last real big content piece with baseball, we don't talk much about college baseball here just because of the markets. I love baseball, but we got to talk about what happened last night with Arkansas. And people are out there saying Arkansas is cursed. They don't have the moments to win it in the big stage. And if people remember years ago, they were an out away, a foul ball away. Caden Grenier, my former teammate in the Orioles organization, is the one that hit the foul ball for Oregon State. Drops between 3 Arkansas players. Caden ties it up then. Later that at bat, Oregon State wins the game, wins the next game, goes on to win the College World Series. Last night, the Arkansas Razorbacks had an opportunity to force a final game to go to the championship series. And disaster struck the Razorbacks in the 9th inning. And so there's so many different ways to look at it. But I want to talk about a reason of why you have to be prepared in certain cases. And sometimes it can be bad luck, but why we do practice so much. So I want to start with the first play, because actually show the last play that happened, Zach.
Do we want to show the last play first? All right.
No, I want to show the last play first because everyone looks at that play.
All right.
Okay. So this was the case. 2 outs, balls hit to the left fielder, and you guys can see what happens.
Oh.
So as you watch it, left fielder missteps, loses his balance, hits off of him. LSU scores 2 to tie the game. And just like that, changes everything. And then later on in that same inning.
No, it was earlier.
No, later on that same inning, then LSU got the base hit off the second baseman's glove, goes into the outfield, and Arkansas is eliminated just like that. And LSU's going back to the World Series title game. Now, I feel so much for the left fielder because it kills you inside, right? You know he's putting his best effort. He didn't have the best read to start, and then you lose your footing, and it happens.
Yeah.
Right? And you feel for him. That's a part of the game. But the play that people aren't talking about enough would be earlier that inning.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Zach, I want you to pull this up. Why? This could have ended the game for Arkansas. It was a double play opportunity. And Arkansas decided to throw the ball to third base. And the reason why I'm showing it from this angle, Zach, if you could freeze it. Oh, no, there we go. Yeah, keep going. So I want you to freeze it now. So you can't.
Tailor-made.
So here's the thing. Typically, double play ball, and it's a 2-run game. So teaching moment, right? First and second, that runner going from second to third means absolutely nothing to Arkansas. If you go through the routine and go, hey, double play ball, where are you going? You're going second, trying to go to first. If you do that, you're going to have a chance to turn it. And why? If you don't believe me, Zach, do you see the runner at all in this photo?
No.
I don't.
So now roll the clip a little bit more. So then you can see him in motion now, but that ball's already to third base. So I want you to go back a little bit more. And this is why I'm talking about when moments get big. And this is the reason why you are taught, and it's so repetitive over and over and over again, is not because it's fun to do. And you're going to have mistakes like this that pop up, right? Because instinctually, there is a chance and a time where the shortstop's going to throw the ball to third base, right? It's a 1-run game. It's a tie game. You know, there's certain places you can say, but in that situation for me, 100% a double play ball. I don't even care if the game's tied. You are going to second base. Why? You get 2 outs, the inning's over, right? And for Arkansas, roll it again, Zach, and then pause it. Right? Bang. If your first movement now is going to second base, and just like that, you can turn the double play. Arkansas is going to live to play one more day.
Yep.
And again, this isn't trying to put blame on players or the shortstop, but I know he's thinking about that play, right? And when you look at what happens in a baseball game, the team that fundamentally executes in those moments are going to win the game. And unfortunately for Arkansas, a moment where they could have turned 2 to end it, and then they still got given another opportunity. And then unfortunately what happened with the left fielder, that happens. LSU makes the most of it, and they move on just like that. And it's a gut-wrenching situation.
I like what Brooks says here. He said, this is why you go over situations in your head before each batter.
You have to.
Yeah. I mean, one out, and you're communicating with your other teammates, right? Like, what are we doing in this situation? And so clearly lack of communication here on this particular play.
Well, and also this is why you don't even have to communicate with the other players. It's nice when you're checking in like, hey, we're rolling it, we're doing it, right?
Yeah,
That's the sign.
That's what I mean. Yeah.
But the other big part of this whole thing is this is why when you practice in every situation and you hear players talk about before the at-bat and you're sitting there going through your checklist. You know, when I played first base, different position, right? Obviously. But I'm going, okay, runner on first and third. All right, what's the situation here? Ball that's hit hard right to me. If the ball's hit where it's going to my left, right? And I'm playing first base. So if I'm doing this and I'm holding the runner on, the ball goes back. Sorry, it looks, yeah. The ball goes back like I'm going towards where I'm going towards the foul line, right? I'm thinking, all right, ball's hit, going towards the bag. I'm touching the base first and throwing the second. Anything that leads me to the right, I'm getting rid of it and trying to get back. Like you have the thought of what you want to do and every possibility of what it is before you do it. Because what happens when you get caught up in the moment, your instincts are going to take over one way or another. But when you practice to tell yourself subconsciously, you're going to make the play if you're more prepared, right? Don't we feel better when we're more prepared? Overall?
Yeah, and I mean, you want to talk about gut-wrenching, for the shortstop. Aloy is a Golden Spikes finalist.
He's a beast.
That's why I think even for Arkansas fans, it's even more gut-wrenching because it's like, it's one thing if it's, the freshman, the sophomore that, makes the mental mistake, but you're sitting there and you're like, man, that guy, he's going to be a first-round pick this year. He's a Golden Spikes Award finalist, which goes to the best amateur college player each year. So he's top 3. It's just you feel for him because I know, obviously left fielder's going to be thinking about that for a long time, but I'm sure that play will sit with him for a very, very long time.
And baseball is a thing where the game is so damn hard, but the message is simple. If you execute better than the other team, you're going to win a lot of ball games. You hit, you pitch, you play catch, and you execute that way, you win games. And this is an example here where defense matters. And for the pitcher, I know, did it get ruled an error right on the left fielder's ball? Right? Like I think it did.
It.
But if people that watched it, they're not going to blame the pitcher on that one, right? If you look at the box score,
it was a double.
They called it a double.
So
if you're really going to watch the box score here, and you're going to say, man, that pitcher gave it up. The pitcher did exactly what he was supposed to do. And then if you go to the double play ball, you can't assume a double play, right? So it just goes down as a fielder's choice. But this is why it's so important for the game where when you have opportunities to turn double plays, you have opportunities to get rid of the big inning, it helps. In the big leagues, it still happens at every level. This is the College World Series. That's high-level baseball. And that's a very talented player, like you said. Right, Zach? Another moment that I thought of, and this is like just – because this isn't saying that it's like a blunder moment, but it's a situation that he's going to have to think, what if I did turn 2? Chris Webber going back playing. You guys remember when Chris Webber called the timeout?
Yep.
And they didn't have a timeout, right? And you're sitting there going, well, Chris, in that moment, whatever it was, subconsciously, it just happened, right? Like some of the best athletes and players are going to make some mistakes. But this is such a good teaching moment. I hate that it's at the expense of Arkansas because they had one hell of a season, and I really think they could have had a chance to go on and win this thing and go to the championship series. But they didn't make the plays in the right moment. A rival in LSU is moving on, and they're going to be facing the Chants, Coastal Carolina, who's been on a bender so far right now. But I hope you guys enjoyed that conversation.
Yeah, and also shout out Joe for sticking through that. I was surprised I wasn't sure if Joe was going to stick through that segment, but
Joe, hey, woo pig suey, man. Still,
we're feeling for you. We're feeling for you.
Woof, woof. And also, everyone that plays, you've gone through those moments and blunders at some point in your career and at a time. It's just a really good teaching point. The best thing you can do right now is to tell people, hey, this is what happens when the moments get high or you locked in. If you can do that, and I'm not saying locked in that you aren't focusing on the game, but it's that you have a plan. What have I said to you guys all the time about mentality? The guys in the big leagues, how do they survive? How do they keep making plays? The ones that are constantly evolving to make adjustments and then mentally know what they're doing at all times is there's a value to that I can't even describe.
I mean, who did we just talk to about that? Charlie Morton talked about, he's like, it took me 7-8 years before I truly felt like I knew what I was doing. In like okay, here's my routine. I know I like this stuff plays. I know what I feel like I know. He's like, before that, you just kind of feel like you're out there. You're trying to find your way. And that was what he gave credit to this year's Orioles team. He's like, these kids are just grinding. He's like, there is no, oh, they're giving up. Oh, they're doing this. And it is a grind. And it is, you're going to get punched in the mouth a lot of times. And it's how are you going to respond? Which tonight, I gave the Orioles so much credit on Tuesday for their bounce back 5-1 win after losing 7-1. I was like, a few months ago, it feels like the Orioles would have turned this into 2 or 3 straight losses. Tonight's another opportunity. If you can come back and split this series, it sucks thinking about how you should have taken 3 or 4, but you feel a lot better of, okay, this team can bounce back, put that behind them, flush it, and go get the next one.
Well, and this will be a great sign for the Orioles tonight, by the way. You just had that game that no one can remember nowadays because I had my comfort food. So I can't even remember what happened.
That's right.
On to Cincinnati.
On to Cincinnati, Tampa one more time, New York. There you go. Right? There it is. And but you got to have a short memory in everything that you do. Now, the thing that sucks the most for Arkansas, that ends their season. So they're going to have to sit on that. And some of those guys, it could be their last game. That's another tough thing to swallow, and that's life. Like, I wish I could say out here that life's going to be fair and it's going to work out. We've all had our moments of failures and struggles, and you wish that you would get that extra chance. And the reality is you're not. I still remember, it still sticks with me how my high school career ended. I still remember exactly what happened. We're the best team. And then in the blink of an eye, we lose 2 games back to back and we're done and go, how the hell did it happen? And I'm looking at myself on 3 moments in games where I could have made an impact or a difference in it. And I didn't come through with it. And I didn't have another year to figure that out. And the first time I thought of that too, I had a coach tell me that my freshman year. I made varsity, I know, humble brag, in basketball. And the coach, our assistant coach in the first year said to me, he goes, seniors, enjoy it. You're not going to have another shot at this. If you go off to play, that's great. This group, you're not going to have another chance once this year's over. Juniors, you have one more. Sophomores, freshmen, your time's going to come just like that, and it's going to be over. And then our coach gave that same speech my senior year. And I'm sitting there going, well, damn, here we are. And fortunately for basketball, we did end up winning the championship that year. We lost some heartbreakers the years before, but baseball, I didn't get to rewrite that story. So for those guys, I feel for them. So if you have the opportunity moving forward, which some of these guys are going to, how do you move on? For the Orioles in the short term, come back from a bounce-back loss. And for Arkansas, if you have a chance, you have to move on, continuing to live life. I know you didn't stick for the philosophy and you didn't maybe want to hear it. Well, too bad. It's the damn Ryan Ripken show. If you don't like it, well, I hope you did. Hit that like and subscribe button anyways. We do this live every Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday right here on YouTube, X, and Facebook. And let us know what else you guys want us to talk about in the future. I put out a post on YouTube about what you guys want to see more. I see that our Holy Shirts and Pants members, you just want me to pop on and say hello. I'll do more of those, just impromptu conversations, more breakdowns, cooking up more ideas. Literally cooking up more ideas left and right. So we appreciate each and every one of you. Am I missing something for how we're going to do this spin?
No, I think we do. Do we want to do,
or do we
shoot and then spin? Or do we want to know the punishment when we're shooting, or do we want a punishment and then loser spins for their fate?
Ooh. Kyle and Kyle, what do you think? Do we shoot
I gotta admit, when Zach was talking, I was thinking of something else. So
Oh, you were?
repeat the choice.
Should we?
Sorry, I zone out Zach all the time.
Should we
so it's
spin?
all
Well,
good.
Zach, I was looking at his shirt and I was trying to figure out what the hell that meant. Got too silly.
It's a goose.
Silly goose.
It's a goose that got arrested. It's a silly goose. You got too
Oh.
silly. Got too silly.
Okay,
It's a great shirt.
I see
He
it.
jumped on the bar at the Iron Rooster one day. He got too silly.
Got too
The
silly.
whole
This is
time
what
he's
happened.
talking and I'm looking at the shirt trying to figure out what the hell he was doing. Okay, I get it now. Go ahead, Zach.
Yeah, so
do it again.
Should we for the punish for the fitness challenge, we shoot first and figure out who it is and loser spins, or we spin first so you know the punishment and then that person goes. And then
Oh. I say shoot first.
I think shoot first and then loser sits there for their punish.
So, since you lost last time, where
Yeah,
would you like to shoot from?
We'll do what we usually do.
You pick where we shoot from.
Also, I didn't lose last time because I won against the wheel.
Zach did lose last time.
I don't think that's a goose. I think it's a duck.
So, what do we know the definition of the change between a goose and a duck?
Well, there's a different question, but no, I don't.
That is something we would want to know. Also, random thought as we get this set up. I was driving around today, and I know it used to be such a huge craze, but bumper stickers really don't exist anymore. Because today the car in front of me had a bumper sticker,
Yeah.
and it said, "Be patient, student driver at the wheel." That is a bumper sticker.
Yeah, but I thought you were going to be like, it was like cat mom or something. Like,
Well-
that's just a state.
well, Okay, not everyone could hear you, so it's okay if you want to come back and make a point. But that is a bumper sticker. It's on the back of the vehicle, and it made me think. I'm not looking around and seeing, honk if you like White Star sales.
I
hats.
love it's like honk if you love. Yeah, exactly. Or it'll be like cat mom. Or be like baby on board.
like baby on board.
Baby on board's a big one.
I will see.
But
Baby
that's
on
not a
board.
bumper sticker. That's a decal. Like
Thank you.
So wouldn't then
It's a bumper sticker. It is on the back of the bumper that says, "Be patient, student driver." It's a bump. I should have taken a photo of this.
Okay, I know what you're talking about, but that's what I'm saying. Like if
I climbed Mount Washington.
by technicality.
Yeah.
But when you were saying like, oh, I saw a bumper sticker today, I thought it was gonna be like a funny. I didn't think you were gonna say student driver.
Yeah. It's like, so if there was an Iron Rooster one about
making bacon.
making bacon,
Honk if you like bacon.
honk if you like bacon.
There we go.
We might have to get bumper stickers back on. That's a bumper sticker, but do they really?
I feel
That's
like
not
I
a
still
thing
see
anymore.
them. I think I still see bumper stickers. I was behind a woman a couple of days ago, and it said something like, "It's a great day to have a great day." And I guess I must have been a little bit too close for her comfort, and she gives me the finger. And I was like, well, it's an interesting.
Were you tailgate? Were you
dichotomy.
just trying to read and then?
Guess it was
I
not
was
a great day
trying
to have a
get
great
her
day.
to move out of the way, and she gave me the finger, and I thought, well, that's an interesting.
You made a friend.
dichotomy. Yeah, she just literally gave me. The finger.
Oh god.
That's probably how I feel when I'm on the person that reacted to you that way. It's probably how I feel. I don't react that way on the road. That's how I feel on the Baltimore Washington Parkway.
Every day.
It's
Easy.
That
It's
is
an
my
easy place to get frustrated.
least favorite spot in the entire world
Yeah.
when it comes to driving. Even worse than LA. I'll take LA, New York, anywhere else except that strip of pavement. Are you ready? How many shots? 3?
3 shots from the.
Okay, and Brad's in on this, by the way, now.
Oh, okay.
What, did you want to sit this one out again?
No, I'm good. I just wouldn't have eaten as much.
Oh, well, no, that's not a part. That's not a part you have to eat.
We made that a rule because Kevin was trying to skip that.
Oh,
You know what they say, play it as it lies? Well, that's how we're playing this game. Play
All
it as
right.
it lies.
That's
Here
a
we go.
khaki Kev rule.
yeah.
All right, 0 for 1. 0 for 2. Because it's a brick house.
Jeez, I'm liking my chances. So now I
What's
gotta
the
go.
strategy there, Zach? Were you going for the bank or? Okay, that's the strategy.
How'd that work out?
I was too much to the left both times. I kept hitting the corner.
Oh, no, I watched how it worked out. It didn't work out. It did not work out.
Strategy was there, just poor execution.
Brick Bollinger is a good one. That is a good one, Nick. British Raven?
I'm throwing T in the harbor because of that.
All right, Brad. You've been practicing all. Oh gosh, we're getting the bank open. There's a little nervous fingers right now.
I feel like there's a lot of eyeballs.
Pressure's on.
I gotta move my head a little bit.
I was gonna say if trying to aim in between the baskets was.
There we go. We're down. All right, so if I make one, I'm safe.
Talk about the strategy. Are you going backboard too?
I like to just be a straight shooter. I don't like to use the backboard.
I wouldn't even use the rim.
No,
just go straight through.
I mean, I used to be a good 3-point shooter, but this is a whole different ballgame. Here we go.
All right.
Well, the thing not many people talk about is the light fixture rate above. You have to kind of go more. So that's why I try to bank it in because I don't got the skill to just kind of swoosh that.
All right. 3 shots.
3 shots.
Either you make it and you're good, or you miss all 3 and people question our.
Or everybody has to.
0 for 7 for the Ryan Ripken show. 0 for 8.
Rim has gone cold. This is where the money's made right here.
Got it. Oh! We're all shooting.
Sudden death.
Everyone's shooting.
Sudden death.
Everyone grab a ball. How did that rim out?
Sudden death. I feel like the rotate. It was,
That was
a little better
in-
rotation.
I know the rotation should have been better. That was in. So are we doing one shot each?
One shot.
Sudden death.
Do you want to start off?
Yeah, I'll start off.
Gosh, that.
Oh, that was so. Oh! Oh!
Wow.
Does it count if it wasn't even the basket he was shooting for?
That went in. If I don't get credit for that.
Okay. Does that count if it didn't go for the basket he was shooting at? That's a good question.
I say yes.
Okay.
It went in.
I can never recreate
Yeah.
that if I
Oh.
try. Thank you. They're saying in the chat.
That was ridiculous. Go ahead. Just make your shot.
Yeah, that's all you gotta
Everyone's
do.
going to make it. Oh.
Oh God.
If everyone makes it.
I did it the right way. Just want to go on record saying that I did it the right way.
I shot it, but someone said we count as 2.
No way. I thought that I was in the clear.
Go first. After all of that.
No way.
The ball don't lie, as they say. All right.
It's in. All right.
This is unbelievable.
Clutch.
I have to trick shot it again.
Going down. Oh.
No.
Uh-oh.
So good.
If Zach makes this, Brad is doing the challenge today. A lot of pressure where Zach didn't even put it on the same spot.
Yes.
And we live.
I'm afraid of how long we might be here.
We might be here for a while.
One did not make it in the basket he intended.
So close.
Yeah, Zach hasn't made it on a hoop that he's actually shot at.
Brad's got an interesting form.
Okay. Yeah, Zach can go first this time. Might be here for a while.
You guys might want to move closer. How about we start closer?
Yeah.
This is what it adds to it.
Well, this is it. Brad makes this. It's over.
Oh,
And just like it usually goes,
no. After all I
survives.
After all I did for the trick shot community,
All right. Well, now we got to hold on. We got to wait.
we've got the wheel.
Hey, don't judge us on that, by the way. That was not our best efforts, but not our worst efforts. Zach's effort was pretty bad.
Actually, I would say I had the most impressive shot we've ever had on this show. Front rim, hit off the
all for
wall,
nothing.
hit
Yeah.
off the top of the pop shot, hit off the left rim again, come over, spin around in.
That's like Pedro, right? Didn't he throw that no hitter, but ended up losing the game?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah,
it's like that. Like you doesn't matter.
You know, at the end of the day, I put on
Can-
for the people. It's
Can we see the
entertainment.
wheel for us?
Oh yeah, let's go to this.
I want to see it. Do we have? Wait. Oh yeah, we need Kyle's choice.
Yeah, so
We
we
need-
have our options are 20 burpees, 50 sit-ups, 2-minute plank, 40 split squats, 15 push-ups or Kyle's choice. So we got this.
Yeah,
Make
move it
everybody
closer.
shoot again. That'd be my choice.
Oh my God.
Oh,
No,
my
no.
yes! I love it. Here we go.
That was the hardest thing to watch.
That was wow. That's the worst punishment for everyone there. That's
No!
15 push-ups.
well, we can have the chat.
Yeah, how many likes are we at?
So
All right, we are currently at 23 likes on YouTube and 6 likes on Facebook.
So if we get 20 more,
I earned this after the 75.
20 more total likes.
20 more total likes from
We'll spin
now
again.
over the next 2 minutes, then Zach,
Not looking good for Zach.
how many likes are we up to now?
24.
Oh, that's
So how
one.
many?
There we go. 19 more to go.
And then
Well,
we
we just need-
respin.
And we'd have
I
to
want to
respin.
respin. I want Kyle's choice. I want to reshoot this thing. We
What-
were so
What-
close.
What if Kyle just like screw it 100 push-ups?
Well, no, they would still have to be on here. That's the
Still be
whole
on
point.
Mm-hmm.
He can pick a reshoot. Are you saying he can pick anything?
Yeah, you can pick anything,
Okay.
whatever he wants. Hey, Chuck T, thank you for liking it. Appreciate that.
Yeah.
I think if anyone's on this channel, we'd appreciate it if you just hit that like button. Hit that like and subscribe. Our Thursday days get a little bit wacky. Usually it's our Wednesday.
Yeah, getting in the end of the
I'm
week.
never
I think
here
that-
on
yeah.
Thursday. This is crazy.
Yeah, this is
You
we're having a
guys
good
have
time.
going on.
Hey, you got to meet your long lost friend, Kyle.
All
Meet
the-
Kyle. It's beautiful. And that photo, that's actually going up on social media. Just us right
As
there.
well
Oh,
as
yeah.
should.
That's
Oh,
what it
yeah.
is. It's good. It's
Good.
good.
I
Throw that out
Kyle
there.
the
On
Kyle.
there.
said my kids will be excited to see when I get home. Say, hey, Dad, I saw you.
And no context. That'll be
Yeah.
the photo. Kyle met Kyle. That's
Kyle
it.
meeting Kyle.
Man, well, we appreciate each and every one of you here. We got another.
when do you want me to do the history? You want me to do the history while Zach is doing his push-ups? Because that's what's happening.
Oh, that could.
Okay. Well, how much do we have? We're not looking like we're
31.
getting 31?
Yeah.
And we got what, 1 minute left?
Yeah, we got one extra like on Facebook, so
Mm.
not looking good.
So we need 13 more likes to make it happen.
Mm-hmm.
Guys, 13 more likes, and Zach has to do 100 push-ups.
Yeah. I don't know about that.
100 push-ups.
You could try. I don't think that's going to happen.
No, that would not happen.
That's all we
I'm
need.
so mad. It literally was like that, and I thought he was going to hit Kyle's choice, and I was like, we're all reshooting. We're all reshooting.
I don't know if we that is punishment for everyone on their own, but yeah. While and it looks like we're gonna have it be that while Zach's doing his push-ups, why don't we go through our history run, or do you want to do it
There
right
we
after?
go.
it?
No, I can do them right now. Yeah,
Go ahead.
for it.
I mean,
Yep.
if you can't do 15 right now
yeah, that
That
would
the dog.
without Ollie here,
on this day in history in 1910.
Mm.
The Cleveland Naps, which didn't even know that was a thing. Later, the Indians. Pitcher Cy Young won his 500th career game on this day in history, defeating the Washington Senators 5-2.
how
500
about
games.
that?
500. Is that the most? That's got to be.
Cy Young has won the most games of all time. Yes. Joe DiMaggio hit his first career grand slam on this day in history, 1936. Well done, Zach. New York Yankees outfielder Roger Maris hit his 27th home run of the season, putting him on pace to challenge Babe Ruth's single season record of 60. He went on later that year to the 61. There was one that I really wanted to. Oh yeah. Alex Rodriguez hit his 23rd career grand slam on this day in history in 2012.
Wow.
Then Chicago Cubs pitcher Jake Arrieta threw a no-hitter against the Cincinnati Reds, winning 16-0 at the Great American Ballpark. Arrieta became the first pitcher to throw a no-hitter in back-to-back seasons since Nolan Ryan did it in 73 and 74.
Huh. Also, Jake Arrieta, by the way, Orioles legend.
Yeah.
Jake Arrieta,
Legend.
Orioles legend.
Wasn't a legend when he was here, then ended up being one in Chicago.
Yeah, doesn't that seem to happen a few times? 16-0, by the way. Huh.
16-0.
Feels good.
Yeah.
Feels good. Any others? Is that the last history note?
Last one, Zach Wheeler struck out 12 New York Mets batters in a 4-2 victory in 2021 on this day in history, becoming the first Phillies pitcher since Curt Schilling did it in 97 to record 12 or more strikeouts with no walks in a game.
Well, how about that? How about that? Good for Mr. Wheeler.
Yeah.
Mr. Wheeler and Mr. Wheel over there. Hey, but Zach or Brad, we appreciate going back in time. We got to figure out, Kyle, a good name for our day in history. We don't want to do like Brad's facts. We can't do like Kyle and Kyle or cooking with Kyle. Or,
That's taken, apparently.
That's taken.
Oh,
Look at this guy. You guys
we'll
were meant
workshop
for each
it.
other.
We'll workshop it.
We'll workshop it. We'll add
We have to
continue to rock with it. We're missing anything else?
What's better? Is it throwing a no-hitter or a walk-off?
I
think
no hitter. Yeah.
I don't know. As a hitter, a walk-off would be pretty sick, but I think it'd have to be like a walk-off in the playoffs for me. No hitter, it's in history.
Yeah.
I saw, and maybe that's also since you guys made it to the end of the show, talking about how hard it is. No hitters happen a little bit more. Perfect games are even harder. And it made me think about that one moment with Galarraga for the Tigers, and that Jim Joyce, the first base umpire, called the runner safe when he was out, especially on replay. It was the final out of the game, would have been, and it would have been a perfect game. And not only did Galarraga not get the perfect game then because it was a hit, he lose the no-hitter in the process. The reason why I bring that up, this Sunday's conversation is with a guy that was close to throwing a perfect game. And you probably are thinking, well, who could that be? Well, if you don't remember this player, you definitely know who his son is because he has been one of the best players and is going to continue to be arguably the premier shortstop for years to come. His son's Bobby Witt Jr. We sat down with Bobby Witt Sr. this week, and Bobby Witt Sr. had a perfect game opportunity taken from him on a missed call at first base. But we'll let him tell that story. That will be out this Sunday for all of our listeners. And then on Monday, we have a really big guest that if you don't remember Bobby Witt Sr., if you're a baseball fan, you're going to be ashamed if you don't know who this next person is because he might be – we've had a lot of big guests so far, Brad.
Yeah.
Safe to say he might be the largest –
bucket list guest for me, by far.
He's definitely going to be one of the most iconic baseball players that we have ever had here on the Ryan Ripken Show. Sorry, Calvin. I guess Calvin hasn't been on the Ryan Ripken Show.
He has been, actually.
But, like, yeah, it's
adjacent.
True. He's been adjacent.
He was in adjacent.
Yeah. It's
never
not
a
Calvin.
guest.
Never a guest.
Not
Not
by himself.
Well, he better have better acting.
Yeah.
We're going to bring
That's
him on
right.
here.
That's right.
I can't get on
This whole show is scripted.
I will tell you, he might get on me if he comes on eventually because I had a Radio Shack commercial. You can ask my mom about it. Not my best work.
You had a Radio Shack commercial?
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
It was tough.
Oh,
I had a
Somebody pulled
Quaker
a clip
State.
for that.
What?
I said, we got to see a clip of that.
There's a couple clips out there.
I do have the Calvin and Rachel commercial.
Do you have it? You want to play that for the way out here?
Yeah, we can do that.
Play it for the one time.
Okay, hold on.
Also, to that, there's a 30 for 30 on that Tigers no hitter. If you saw it, perfect. It was just a great job.
Just for fun, but yeah, let's play the Rachel commercial for old time's sake.
Cal Ripken joins the 3,000 hit club. Run number 400 for Cal Ripken. I'm third as Dan. Leads him home. New consecutive game records.
Dad? Ready to go?
Incredible.
It's beautiful, and I mean, there's a reason why that number 8 had to have less lines. So there's a lot to do.
He looked great chugging that Coca-Cola.
Looked like he really enjoyed that.
I like
How
when
many
he cuts
takes?
and significantly less.
We
is
need to
there.
know how many takes.
How many takes? See, these are the questions that we need to have when they.
We need a behind the scenes of this.
I really want
Get
to know
Rachel
your
and
sister's.
Cal.
Yeah, your sister's recollection of that.
Rachel.
Oh,
yeah,
she
we were
does
talking
not
about-
like talking about it.
I was going to say, we were talking about that in the
Yeah, Rachel likes to hide. We went to the Super Bowl and down there, and we were getting the guests and big things lined up. And I'm like, where the hell Rachel go? She's like, oh, I just didn't want to bother. And I'm like, no, you saw people and you moved forward. But she is a great dancer. She is a lot of fun. and obviously one of the best acting jobs you are going to see.
Oh,
Child actor.
Award winning.
yeah.
Where Rachel Ripken could have been if she took that career further on. Well, we know where her brother ended up. Washed out in AAA in the minors, and
Another child actor.
Another
Ryan
child-
Ripken.
Another
Yep.
child.
And
Washed up child actor.
I was the Radio Shack. The outtakes for Radio Shack were bad. They were bad. You want to talk about outtakes for me? I couldn't do "Hey Dad," like I couldn't do that well.
Yeah.
It was like 40 times. I'm like, okay, cut. We'll just.
We'll dub it in.
Yeah,
Oh,
you
my
know the
God.
one thing, Quaker State. We'll play that for you guys next time. And let's just say video games. There's that interview with Tim Kirchin and Jeff Kirchin that we did for a great
Yeah.
game or what. And we talked about Mario Kart, which my dad, he had a couple moments. I smoked his ass in that game. You know, he tried his best. I give him that props. But the consensus is he does not beat me in video games. The Quaker State commercial had him winning a racing game. And I just went like, this is a load of crap. You know, like we're lying to the American people here on what could actually be happening here. But I digress. You know, it's yeah, gosh. No, I don't know if we can show the Iron Man commercial.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's legalities.
Mhm.
legalities here.
Yeah.
And I'll be honest, you might never look
You
at
don't
it
want
the
to
same
see
way.
it. You don't want to
Just
And I
take,
haven't.
take our word for it.
We'll take our word. Anything else, Zach? What are you doing?
Trying to listen to this Radio Shack commercial.
Oh, you pulled it
Oh,
up?
he pulled it up.
Are you in it? You're not.
No, there's a few of them. I wasn't in the first couple.
Were you the one who says, "Hey, Dad"? Though
Yeah,
they used your voice in it.
yeah.
Hey, Dad. That's how you. I mean, you were like,
Have
probably
you
like,
heard this? Have you heard this voice?
How
yeah,
old were
on
you in the
long,
radio show?
long forgotten
my dad.
videos. A YouTube channel posted.
9 or 10. The Quaker State one, that was hair was blonde, and it was okay, Dad. Or it's like, okay, Dad. Hey, you lose, you clean my room. Hey, I'm retired. I'm like, oh God, we put that on, yeah. Shout
Oh
out
my
Quaker State, by the way. It was a lot of fun. It was a lot
Jesus.
of fun. Yeah. That commercial actually is what bankrupted them, Brooks. You were right.
That's for sure.
Yeah. The Ryan Ripken appearance just brought the whole industry down, just like we
The
continue to do.
apex.
Yeah.
Radio Shack.
I'm looking at old Cal Ripken TV ads, trying to find you. Guess who he did one with? James Earl Jones. I
There's your
love
full
when it's. I
circle.
love when it
No
comes full
way.
circle. I love a callback. I love a callback. There we go.
I think
That is hilarious.
I think that's a great way to end the show. That's a great video.
Yes,
Hey, we're clipping that all up.
we are.
James Earl Jones episode here. And oh gosh, it's been a lot of fun. Kyle, appreciate you and the Iron
Always.
Rooster as always. You guys got to go check out the Snickerdoodle iced coffee.
Fordham Lee Distillery. Yep.
It's beautiful.
Available now.
Shout out.
Shout out, and obviously Deep Eddy Vodka. We're doing everything with them. And also, got to shout out Merit Clubs one time for the one time, by the way, putting that logo back up. Whammy, you're going to have some content coming your way from a trip that we just had a few days ago. And we actually are doing a live show coming up. It's scheduled for next week. Just so much rain in the forecast. It's put a downer on it. But you know what hasn't put a downer is each and every one of you tuning in once again. So hit that like and subscribe button on the way out. And Brad, you can cue the music. Hey now. Kyle and Kyle. It's great. As always, here on the Ryan Ripken Show, have a day, have a night, have a great stinking weekend. I got it right today.
There
Be safe, be good, enjoy yourself. Hopefully the birds bounce back, but if they don't, well, come talk to us on Tuesday for a brand new week of the Ryan Ripken Show. The resemblance is uncanny. Whoa!
We got him, baby.
Yeah.
Look at that. Look at those blue eyes.